as possible. You should aim to keep your head in a neutral position in line with your trunk and looking down towards the bottom of the pool. As a guide, your eye line should be looking somewhere around 1 to 2 meters ahead of you, but try to avoid lifting your head too much, as looking forward can create tension in your shoulders and cause your legs to sink. Now let's take a look at the hand entry. Your fingers should enter the water first with your palms facing down. This should enter directly in line with your shoulder, and this puts your hand in a position that allows you to flex the wrist just a little bit, all whilst keeping your elbow slightly higher than your wrist. Also, aim to enter the water as smoothly as possible with your hands, as if you were slicing the water, and then slide forward for the remaining couple of inches under the water to get that full extension of the arm. After this hand entry, we then enter what we call the catch phase. This is where we are starting to pull down through the stroke. This is important for maintaining your lift in the water and carrying your momentum. You should do this by pushing down with your hand and your forearm whilst keeping your elbow high. Search for a purchase of the water and hold on to this throughout the catch phase. A good way to imagine this action is that you're trying to put your arm around a barrel. And then from the catch phase, we move into what we call the pull phase. This is when the hand begins to move underneath your head. At this point, the fingers should point directly down towards the bottom of the pool and the palm of your hand towards the end of the pool that you're swimming away from. It's fairly obvious, I know, but to move forward, we need to apply force in the opposite direction. To maximise this, you should aim to keep your arm in a strong position. This means pressing with the hand, keeping the elbow in that high position, an arm angle of somewhere between 90 to 120 degrees. A good way to picture this pull phase is that you're trying to pull your body past your hand and your arm. The hand should track more or less directly underneath the body rather than out to the side. This will maintain your balance and symmetry and avoiding any nasty snaking down the pool. And as your hand pulls through towards the hip, it's important to finish a stroke by pushing backwards and extending your arm as your hand exits the water. And now we're moving into the recovery phase. As your arm exits the water at the back of the stroke, you should start by bending your elbow as if you were trying to point to the roof of the pool with your elbow, or sky if you're really lucky. To actually get the recovery effect of this, it's important to try and lead with your shoulder so that the arm stays relaxed. Your hand and forearm should more or less dangle as it comes through before extending the forearm out to re-enter the water at the front of the stroke.